Shalom. Shalom. Peace, family. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jackie Selah, and I'm so happy that you join me. If you join me, I want to try to do a little bit something different. So we're going to start off by saying fair use. This is just commentary. This is a little something different. I want to call this a weekly series named The Beacon of the Week. Beacon of the Week in these YouTube streets. This is where I am saying thank you for putting a spotlight on the works of my Ox and Aquas who are members of what we call the Indelible Brews, the Tenacious 12, the Unstoppable Nagas, the Copper-Colored Indigenous Americans, the fresh and flourishing children of the Most High in these YouTube streets. All right, so if you are the people of the book, or if you are who they labeled as African American or Black here in the Americas, um, you know as well as I do that we are not all the same. Okay, so some of us are calling us Moors, some of us are calling ourselves Aboriginals, some of us are calling ourselves that saying our ancestors came from the west coast of Africa on slave ships. You know, whatever you calling yourself. Um, the bottom line is that we get to choose our identity, and we are the ones who will tell the truth on who we are. Okay, and so this right here, this is for the people of the book, the copper-colored indigenous Americans, children of the Most High, from the 12 tribes. Indelible. Okay? And with that being said, let's get started with our very first Beacon of the Week. Okay, this brother's name is, the name of his channel rather, is Ayob Nazir. The reason that I chose the Ak is because when I watch his videos, it really touches my heart. For one, because the information is good. It's very well done. It's research. It's scholarly. He doesn't just sit up there and talk. He shows his sources, and so that you are able to follow along with him or go get it for yourself, which hopefully is what we all do. And so let's just take a little look at his playlist, see what the Ak is talking about. We have Torah verbatim. He's got 2 videos. Then we have Babylon in Quebec. He's produced 3 videos on that subject. Then he has what is called a migration series. This playlist is called Biblical Holy Land in America. And he has done 69 videos on that subject. And I will tell you right now that this migration series, this right here, you need to dig on it. It is going to take you through the travels of our ancestors as they migrated throughout the land, starting with Noah all the way up through the Exodus. And so it really gives you the feeling and being able to picture where our ancestors were and what they did and what happened. So I highly recommend that. Okay, moving on, we have Torah. He's got 17 videos on Torah, chronology, which has to do with spiritual connection and numbers. He has 14 videos. This here is Hebrew songs without idolatry. And I'm about that. I love music. And, so good looking out. That my die for that because I can't sing, but there is nothing worse. I feel that when I'm singing along and then all of a sudden I find myself calling on the name of somebody I don't want to call on. So thank you for that, Ak. No idolatry. No idolatry zone. Next, we have Hidden in Plain Sight. It's a series. It's got 4 videos. Then we have Christ is Fake. He did 17 videos banging on the fakery. And then we have the second, another set of migration series where he has an additional 9 videos on that. So that is the list of playlists. He's got a variety of subject matters that he talks about. Then he's got his shorts. Here, look, you see, we are about the Torah over here, and so he has the first 10, what they call the first 10 commandments. Then he goes into the judgments, so on and so forth. The shorts are always good. We like those. If you click on his about, the Ak will tell you himself what he's about. Okay, knowledge, health, and righteousness. There you go. Bam. Go to his community page. You will see that he does have a Patreon. I'm a member. So if you want to do a little bit more, besides, of course, subscribe to his YouTube channel, but then also support his Patreon, that is a very Tawab thing to do. All right. And with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. This is what we call, it says top 5, but I'm not going to say it's the top 5 because that was just too difficult to do. I just picked 5 videos that kind of give you an idea of some of the subject matter that he talks about on his channel. And so with that being said, let's get it with video number 1. Okay, y'all, so here we are with video number 1. The title is Amazon is Burning in Scripture. Well, he's saying Amazon is burning, yeah, but he proves it through Scripture, connects it through Scripture. And then the second part is about Alabama Shemitic origin. So I have kind of skipped ahead to the Alabama Shemitic origin because I want to dig on that because Alabama, that's my homeland in captivity. It's where my people are from. So let's see what he has to say about Alabama. Teacher.
Now let's talk about Alabama. Let's talk about Alabama. Why am I about to talk about Alabama? What does Alabama have to do with anything? Like, why is this
My
boy
people
about to talk
from
about
there.
Alabama? That's so dumb, right?
After we got put out the land, my people
It
wanted
has
there.
Alabama also has a lot to do with the chapter of Ezekiel 20, the same chapter that talks about the forest of the south burning. When we go to Ezekiel 20 and 29, it says, Then I said unto them, What is the high place whereunto ye go? And the name thereof is called Bama unto this day. Now, what is a high place? What is a high place? A mound? Maybe we should keep that into consideration, right? A high place built for worship, right? Bama, high place, right? Same as Bama, high place. Same thing we get right there, a mound. So Bama means a high place, meaning a mound. What we call mounds are simply high places.
Mountville, Alabama.
What are high
You heard.
Why were high places built in Scripture? High places were built to worship God and gods. In the city of David, we had a high place, which was like a mound in the middle of the city. Right? These high places were built for worship. Okay? So the mound builder civilization, they built mounds for worship. Now, of course, Allah, Bama, all of that is Hebrew. What does Allah mean in Hebrew? Allah is just the Phoenician origin or the Paleo origin of Elah or Elo, meaning God, right? Alabama, high place of God, or God's high place. Understand that.
I comprehend. All right. Have you ever heard that before? I hadn't. And I mean, like I said, that's where my people are from. Never heard that. But anyway, something to dig on. So you see the title of the video? I'll try to put the link so you can write it down. But even better, subscribe to the Ox channel. Now let's move on to my second pick. The name of this is from the Migration series. It's part 3. It's called Migrations of Abram, Sarai, and Lot. Canaanite cities, true location of Sodom. Okay, let's go.
Shalom, family. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2 of the Migration series, make sure you go watch those now, because in order to understand the information that I'm about to drop in this video, you have to have just a little bit of background information from my last 2 videos, especially my last video. In the first video I made of the Migration series, I discussed the migration of Noah during the flood. But in the second part of the Migration series, I discussed the migrations of people after the flood. And in this episode of the Migration series, I will discuss the migrations of Abraham. And get ready for the next Migration series where I will thoroughly touch up on the migrations of Isaac and Jacob. And I have to do that before I can do the finale, which will be the Exodus migration series. Because when we have the migration of Noah, and the migrations of people after the flood, and the migrations of Abraham, the migrations of Isaac, and the migrations of Jacob, and then the migrations of the Exodus, we have the entire Torah down packed, and we have found pretty much every biblical land there is, because every single biblical land there is pretty much is mentioned in the Torah, and that's what we're going to be covering, the Torah. So what are we finding out about the Middle East? We're finding out so many things about the Middle East. We're trying to puzzle piece Hebrew definitions, biblical descriptions, geographic descriptions, everything that scripture gives us, and we're trying to plug it into the Middle East, and we're finding out it doesn't work. Okay, and another thing, if you take modern Israel, you take modern Lebanon, and you take modern Jordan, these are the places where the 12 tribes are supposed to be, right? You will find out that the surface area of those 3 states are actually smaller than the current state of Florida. So this is crazy. Do you think every single black person who's a descendant from slavery in America alone can fit in an area smaller than Florida? Come on, people. The Middle East is not our territory. Simply put, we're finding out that if we plug in the biblical descriptions, geographic descriptions, and Hebraic descriptions of biblical lands that apply to scripture, if we plug those into anywhere in the Americas, it makes sense. So let's look at the journey of Abram from an American perspective.
Sorry, I gotta pause it right there, y'all. Because I'm not here to show the whole video. I mean, I know it was getting good to you and you want to travel along with Abram and Sarai and them, yeah. So go ahead and go to his channel. You see the name of this video. I'll put the links in the description. Click on it. Take the journey. I highly recommend it. Okay. Now let's move on to number 3. This one is called Antiquities of the Cherokee Indians / Aniuia Hebrew Traditions Rooted in Torah. Let's get it.
So what do we have here? This is a book that's very important. And you guys have to see it, all right? Now, the name of this book is on the screen. Let's skim through it, right? This is talking about the Cherokees.
Put that in
I'm just
Google
gonna skim
search.
through it, right?
Look it up.
This is from different Native American chiefs. This is what they're telling. This is the stories that they're giving. One Native American chief called Shield Eater said, the Son of God, after giving the law on the mountain, commanded them to sing the hymn or prayer, which they now sing at daybreak in the morning, and at night before going to sleep. This hymn was always to be sung or repeated those seasons every day. That sounds like it's talking about the Shema prayer, Deuteronomy chapter 6. All right. Now let's go down some more. When they had written the law, the people were better than they are now. They would not lie. They would not have any idle, foolish talk. The old people used to tell the boys it would be bad to grow up in sin. Let's look. In olden times, the commandments were kept better than in later times. That's why the Native Americans went into captivity. That's why there were so many slaves who were actually Cherokee Indians. You understand this? And then it says, all sin was forbidden. Those who grew up in sin, they said, will be punished after death, but those who did right will be happy. This is from a chief called Nutsawi. Now let's go down. It says,
Okay, I'm gonna actually stop it right there though. He's gonna go into also how these Cherokees had a tradition of circumcision. Okay, but I'm moving it on along up. Let's see, where am I supposed to be going? I think right about here. Okay, let's go.
the 7 clans are 7 families, each from its own original stock, and therefore too nearly related to admit of intermarriages. The names of the 7 clans are as follows: Aniwaya or Wolf Clan, Anikota Kiwi or Blind Savannah Clan, Aniwoti or Paint Clan, Anikiwa. What do you notice about all these names? Before I just read all this, they all have the word Ani in it. Ani means I am in Hebrew. And what was the Cherokees' name? They wasn't really called Cherokees. Ani Yanwiya. The Cherokee was Ani Yanwiya.
See,
Right? Nutsawi says
Cherokee. That's a lady.
Nutsawi says he has seen Indians of another tribe or strangers to him who have been circumcised, though he had no conversation with them on the subject.
All right, I'm going to stop that right there. So, you know, again, you could dig on it. But, if you're like me, I know a lot of people who heard in their family, their oral family tradition, that they came from Cherokee. Cherokee is the label that, them people put on. And, if you know the history, our people weren't allowed to call ourselves who we truly are, which is foretold in the scriptures. So if it fits, it fits. All right. And so that was my number 3 pick. Moving on to number 4. The name of this video is The Land of Shem is on the Western Hemisphere, Americas. 100% undeniable truth. Okay, so I'm going to start this pretty much towards the end of the video, but I will just let you know the first part of this is the Ak is building his case, stating that the Americas is the land of Shem. And his case is built on um, Hebrew artifacts that have been found over here, records about the language, customs. He can correlate landmarks to scripture. And then I have cued in on where he's going to talk about the climate and more of the environment, pointing out his evidence to show why the climate and the environment will demonstrate that Americas, that's north and south, is the land of Shem. Let's go.
Describes this perfectly. In Jubilees 8 and 30, it tells you that the land of Ham, or Africa, is hot, and the land of Japheth, or Eurasia, is cold, and the land of Shem is mixed with both cold and heat. This scripture is an equation, and we must solve for x, and the x is the land of Shem. The Jerusalem that they want you to claim is in Northeast Africa, still technically in the land of Ham. The Middle East snows occasionally, but overall the climate is hot. So where is the real land of Shem? The land mixed with hot and cold, a temperate and stable land. A land that will freeze you one day and cook you the next. A land that forces its civilians to come out of the house with a winter coat and summer pants on at the same time. The climate there just can't seem to make up its mind. What is this land? The land of hurricanes and tornadoes. The land of wildfires and blizzards in the exact same month of the year. This land is the Americas. The Americas is the true land of Shem, according to the climate description in Jubilees chapter 8. Trees. The cedars of Lebanon are described in many scriptures, especially Isaiah 2 and 13, as extremely large and tall trees, larger than any other trees on earth after the flood. The trees of the modern day fictitious Lebanon or any other place in the Middle East don't grow much taller than 132 feet, not even half as tall as the redwood cedars of California, which can grow to be about 380 feet tall and weigh more than 1.6 million pounds. Mountains. The current state of Israel does have several mountain ranges, but the land is still relatively flat compared to the land around it. It is obvious that the scriptures talk about mountain ranges a lot, especially Mount Zion. The Mount Zion of the current state of Israel is barely even a mountain. It's just a pathetic small hill. Isaiah 10 and 12 denotes Mount Zion as a hill, but Isaiah 40 and 9 also denotes it as a high mountain. So picture a hill with Zion sitting upon it, and a mountain just around it. One final thing that I want to show you is this book I'm reading called The Greater Exodus. It was published in 1903. This is the preface. But the author ventures to make the apparently bold suggestion that the original migration took the opposite direction. Notice it said bold suggestion, meaning that this dude is crazy for thinking this. It also says the proper and original home of the Shemitic races is America.
Sorry about that. All right. So there it is. That was number 4. And here we go with number 5 video. It is titled Zoology Proves the Holy Land is in Western North America. Once again, for those of us who know, we know. For those of us who still believe that everything happened over there, all I'm doing is asking you to look at another perspective, look at the evidence, be willing to unlearn and learn, or hey, you might be Hosea 4:6 and reject knowledge. It is what it is. All praises to the Most High. Here we go. Pop off zoology. There you have it. It's just connecting dots. Want to continue digging on that? There you go. Zoology proves the Holy Land is in Western North America. All right, so that was the number 5 video. Want to say thank you to the Ayob Nazir. He is the beacon of the week. All right, now, like I said, Brother Ayob has Patreon. Okay, if you want to support him by his YouTube channel, subscribe. You want to support him on his Patreon, please do. I believe also this is his product. As you can see, he's got a variety of teas down here. got supplements, incense and sage oils, okay? Everything you need because as you can see, the Ak tells you he's about knowledge, health, and righteousness, okay? So there it is. The good Ak, Ayob, Nazir, this week's beacon. All right? Dawada. Dawada Ak. Appreciate you. Really, really appreciate you. All right? And with that being said, y'all, thank you for joining me. I hope you join me every week um, so that we can support the work of our brothers and sisters out there and also learn, learn from each other and reject the knowledge of other people. Okay? We can get it for ourselves. All right. Thank you once again for joining me, everybody. I wish you shalom. All praises to the Most High, the framer and shaper, our mother and father above. Peace, everybody.